Hello beer tubers and welcome to another beer review with me, Peter, the master of hoppage, checking out some more Monkish, one of my all-time favorite producers of hoppy beer. We're back at it with some fresh Monkish from the States, or fairly fresh due to some shipping constraints. It didn't show up exactly as fresh as it could have, but we'll be okay because it's still just shy of 5 weeks. It's like, yeah, it's gonna turn 5 weeks tomorrow. So yeah, I think we're still gonna be good. Usually for me, a lot of the Monkish releases, they are best at around 4 weeks because a lot of that crazy brightness and it's just intense hop flavor has faded a bit. A lot of people I've seen though comment and check-ins and stuff online, they think Monkish is too harsh and dry, and maybe you're just drinking your Monkish too young, man, because when I'm having them at 4 weeks, they're some of the best IPAs around, especially if you prefer IPAs with a bit of brightness, dankness, and a West Coast kind of touch. So, I prefer that over just juice. Juice is good. I love New England hazy beers. This is, a New England hazy beer, just done a bit West Coast. So far, a contender for a new, very, very interesting brewery is Fidens. So we'll see if we like that as much. But this is Life is Foggier by Monkish. This is their double dry hop version of Life is Foggy, which is the IPA version of Foggier Window, or Foggy Window, and then they do the double dry hop one called Foggier Window. And I tried Foggier Window, I loved it, but it was one of those situations where I could just taste if this was really fresh, I would love it even more. So we're trying this. It's still quite fresh, so it's just about to hit 5 weeks. It's 7%, and it's a combo of the fabulous Nelson, Galaxy, and Citra hops. So looking forward to this one. Let's dive straight in. Pour is the kind of classic looking Monkish color. It's pin bright and golden yellow. Very nice and hazy. White head, I can smell it from here. Let's check out the aroma. Oh man, there's so much gooseberry and white grape. Interesting though, and maybe that's because it's a single IPA. It doesn't go all the way into that crazy gasoline-y vibe that you sometimes get from Nelson. Man, this smells like it's such a crusher. It's definitely got a nice bright dankness to it, some sing. But it's maybe not as bright and dank as some of the other ones I've had. But it's, it just smells, I think this is the freshest I've ever had, like a foggier variant. And it just smells like the type of New England IPA I would drink all day, or hazy IPA. It's just so upfront with those notes. There's like super bright, dry, or not dry, but it's like stingy pineapple. It's almost like we had these in Madeira. When I was on Madeira, they call them banana pineapples, which it looks like kind of like a green pine cone, and then on the inside it was like a slightly custard-like fruit, but it had and you kind of broke it off in chunks, and it had the consistency of banana, but tasted more like uber bright pineapple. I'm getting something like that. I think you also call it a custard banana, maybe. They just call it banana pineapple down there. And super yellow guava, it's super bright. And then this really nice deep white grape notes from Nelson. And interesting enough, Galaxy is, it's a bit underplayed. Nelson is a big player for me. I mean, there is a little bit of just some generic tropic vibes and maybe an underlining melon thing from Galaxy, but it's not a lot. The big thing is Nelson, which is awesome because it's my favorite hop. And yeah, Citra is also there with just the more classic, sweeter, juicy kind of tropical fruit. This just smells straight Monkish, super bright pineapple kush juice. Not as herby as some of the others either, but I think it's also because it's a single IPA. Maybe just a little bit, but yeah, let's try it, guys. It smells awesome. Cheers. Straight to the face. Wow, that is a fantastic slugger of a single IPA. I really don't see this whole thing this is a double dry hop single IPA. This is not palate fatiguing. For me, the palate fatiguing beers has mostly been, when we think IPAs, it's mostly been I think Other Half is the big one, or the really crazy hop Trillium ones, the what were they called? Max Headroom, Headroom Max Headroom. They were they were very hop saturated, almost a bit too much. But I also when I drink these, I don't swirl up what's in the bottom of the can. I know some people do that. I don't think you should. That's just a lot of like leftover lupulin powder and stuff from dry hopping. You can see it if you ever. Usually with me, I rinse cans with water after drinking them because I hate having them standing around smelling like beer before going to get the deposit. So rinse them with water and pour it out the drain. And you just see with a lot of the Monkish cans, there's just like the liquid coming out is almost the same color as the beer. So I think a lot of like that is part of it too. So it's like you shake the cans up or whatever, like you can also hear it. There's a little bit left in the can. I like to leave it like that just so you don't get all of it in. But I think that might be part of it because I don't think it's, it's not palate scraping or anything, but it does leave you with some bitterness and like a little bit of that herbaceous tone that Monkish has. This one maybe isn't as defined as like crazy bright Thai basil or something like that. It's a bit more subdued and maybe generic or mint for that matter. But there's a bit of that, and I like it. And then like the big dankness and everything, the light bitterness. It's not a West Coast IPA bitterness, but there is bitterness to it, which I like. It's so pin bright. I love it. Man, this is totally the IPA I want to crush all day. Just you could drink so much of this. There's even like a pear vibe to it. And again, it's the guava, it's pineapple, it's passion fruit, it's like pin bright, lemon limey zestiness to it as well. And then like the herbs, that herby quality. And then underneath everything, there's undertones of like nice kind of just classic juicy fruit flavor that you get from these hazy IPAs and like more sweeter tropic vibes. It's a bit generic. And I think that's like Citra playing in along with the yeast. And then Galaxy, there isn't too much, crazy intense melon flavor. And maybe it's just like a sweeter melon or green melon for that matter undertone, but it's not a lot. Like the big king shining in this is king of hops in this is totally Nelson. Nelson really shines with that like really nice bright flavor of tropical fruit, but also the classic white grape vibe. It's like tropical white grape. It's almost like when you have like white wine, like a tropical Sauvignon Blanc grape. It's almost that translated into hops, which is really cool. Yeah, this is a total crusher. This drinks so easily. Super drinkable, super refreshing, awesome flavors. I'm not blown away. Usually when I get blown away by Monkish beers, it's the doubles or the triples for some reason. I'm not a fan of triple IPAs, but Monkish triple IPAs, yep, there we go. But this is really nice. Just a great sessionable, not sessionable, it's 7%, but it's a great, very easy drinking IPA. Love it, love, love it. I will say though, you're like this, there's a lot of European brewers doing things similar that is a bit close. Say, Track and Dea for that matter. I think they're fairly close to something along the lines of this. Maybe not so much that some of the double IPAs. Monkish is still the king there, but I think there's a lot of European brewers that's close. But yeah, this is really good. It's like my favorite hops in here, but I don't think it's exactly world class, but maybe I'll think that when it's sitting in the glass for a bit. I don't know. I'll probably have drunk it by then because this is going down way too fast. So I'm debating a 94 or 95. I'm not thinking exactly world class. I'm thinking I'm going to go 94. And then the 95, well, if it ends up being a 95 when I sip on it in the glass, it will be in the video. But right now, it feels like a 94. But yeah, still fucking amazing hazy beer. I love Monkish. Awesome. We have some again to try. So yeah, very nice. If you guys had a chance to try it, Life is Foggier by Monkish. Let us know what you thought of it. Very nice West Coast style haze. Get some if you can. And as always, remember to comment, subscribe, check out the Facebook fan page and Twitter and Instagram. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it and ring the bell for future notifications about videos. And I will say cheers and see you guys in another video.